All right, ladies and germs. Latest installment of the late night boxing talks. For those of you that are not aware, Vasyl Lomachenko has made the decision to remain in war-torn Ukraine. He will not leave, even though he has been afforded the opportunity to do so by the Ukraine's Prime Minister of Culture. In spite of this, Vasyl Lomachenko chooses to remain at the border. He's on the border, actually. You know, he's not in Mariupol. He's not in Kiev. He's actually on border patrol. But, I kind of figured, I believe it was yesterday they showed that there were bombs dropping on the capital, which is Kiev, on Ukraine's capital. And I just kind of figured that in spite of that news being there, that, he can leave if he wants to have this fight with George Kambosos. I kind of figured, bro, that dude is not going to leave. I just don't really think he's going to leave while bombs is going off. And as a result of that, all of y'all know, as a result of him staying, the opportunity is now going to Devin Haney. And you got to understand that basically Kambosos versus Lomachenko was pretty much a done deal up until the war started. That it was basically the fight was, it was done. It was all systems go and the fight was done. So when you think about that, motherfuckers can't pretend that George Kambosos is on a path of least resistance, so that somehow he was trying to avoid Devin Haney. I got nothing against Devin Haney. Those of you that follow this channel know that. But he stands a better chance of beating Devin in his own backyard than he stood of beating Loma. I had Loma beating him, even right there in Australia. I had Loma beating George. I said it many times in the build up to where we are now that I viewed the Vasyl Lomachenko fight as a it's not winnable, not for George. I just didn't view that as a winnable fight. But the fact that he was willing to have that fight, that shows his character, what kind of fighter he is, and what kind of career he's having. Most of us didn't pick him to beat Teofimo Lopez, but he did. So you got to give that man his props. And I noticed that a lot of disgruntled individuals that don't know shit about boxing, they tried to make it seem like somehow Vasyl Lomachenko is the easy route. I wish that the fight was still on, because then I'd be able to ask those guys, well, Vasyl Lomachenko is so easy, how much money do you want to put on George? Because that's the easy route, right? You saying that that's the easy fight and that's the easier route. So how much money you want to put on George? Because it's so fucking easy, right? These guys, I don't, like I said, these guys, they talk just because they got a mouth. For my money, the Lomachenko fight was the much more difficult fight. I didn't give George many kind of odds to win that fight, even in his own neck of the woods, even with generous scoring. I figured he'd probably get stopped. But, he's going to do the Haney. Well, we don't even know that he's going to do the Haney fight, which is what brings us here, that now that opportunity is being afforded to Devin Haney. And what resonates with me the most when it comes to that news is, all right, the ball's in your court. Don't fuck this up, because we see that you wasn't going to get the shot, bro. You wasn't going to get the shot. I don't know what difficulties there were between Team Haney and Team Kambosos, but there was definitely friction. And we talked about that here on the channel, that, yeah, there's friction. Something is not clicking, because Bill Haney saying, oh, we got to change the narrative that the fight has to be in Australia. That off top is a red flag to me, because the moment that man won them belts, he said he won a hometown fight. He want his next fight to be in Australia. And Bill Haney saying, oh, well, we got to change that. Well, no. Ain't no changing in no narrative. That is a demand. That is not a narrative. That is at George's request. George has what you want. And a lot of people don't want to hear this, but Devin needs this fight more than George. Yes, I'm sorry that you all caught up in whatever bullshit you caught up in. But the truth of it is, yeah, Devin needs this fight more than George, because George has more potential to become a domestic attraction now that he's a unified champion than Devin has of being a domestic attraction here. Devin didn't all of a sudden get a belt. He's had the belt for at least 2-3 defenses now, and he's still not a household name. I don't knock him. There's a lot of variables and a lot of factors that contribute to that, but better still, as a unified champion, what I see is George has more potential to be an attraction in Australia as a unified champion than Devin has of being a champion here in the United States, because he didn't all of a sudden become a champion. He's been a champion. And he's still not in a place where he puts a lot of asses in the seats and tickets is flying. No, not yet. He's making very good money, and that's admirable because he's a very young man. He's got his father in his corner, so it's not all doom and gloom. But the reality of it is Devin needs this fight. And what resonates with me about everything is, okay, Loma's out. He's made his decision. The ball is in your court now. Don't fuck this up. That's what resonates with me the most on the heels of this news. And I saw that there was a bit of back and forth between them. That George Kambosos says, when the gate is closed, the little dog barks and is full of energy. But let's see when the gate is fully open if the little dog still has the same bark and energy. Devin Haney responded by saying, my energy will forever be the same. You were forced into this position, and let's not confuse the people. And see, it's shit like that that worries me. No, George is not forced to fight you. He's literally not forced to fight you. If he ends up fighting you, it's only because he wants to, because he could sit on them 3 belts if he wants to, and the Ring Magazine title. Acknowledging the version of the green belt that you have is voluntarily, not necessary. It's voluntary. In some ways, he's giving you the shot because it's your shot at becoming an undisputed champion. You already have members of the media that are talking about George like he's undisputed without Devin's belt. That's the reality of the situation, and that's where the shit is at. Now, myself, y'all know that I don't play them games. No, franchise, you got a WBC French fry? No, you not undisputed. Teofimo wasn't undisputed. You not undisputed, period. You need the one that Devin got to be undisputed, but that doesn't change the gravity of the situation. And yeah, Devin needs this fight more than George. I'm sorry to say. And whoever don't like it, hey, that's a tough fucking titty. That's a tough titty with a rough nipple, but I can't do nothing about that. I was Goody Jacob Carlos. You know what I'm saying? No way Kambosos loses to Haney at home. I always viewed the Haney fight comparatively as a more winnable fight than the Vasyl Lomachenko fight. Even in George Kambosos' neck of the woods, I always viewed he has a better chance against Haney than he does against Loma, because not only can Loma outbox him, he can stop him. Whereas with Haney, he can outbox George, but I don't think we should look past George because we did that once and look at where it got us. At the end of the day, evaluating the fighters and their quality of competition, you cannot belittle or berate Devin Haney's quality of competition because he fought Linares, a former champion. He fought Jojo Diaz, a former champion. And for anybody that's high on Davis fighting Gamboa, he fought the same Gamboa that Davis fought, you feel me? So it's a situation to where I see Devin has to make it emphatic. He has to make it emphatic because in all likelihood, the fight might happen on foreign soil. And if there are any hang-ups about, oh, you want it in America, or, oh, you want this amount of money, okay, then the blame for the fight not happening is going to be on you, period. Because you need this fight. He don't. He don't need the fight. That's the facts. He don't need it. Kambosos versus Haney is a very interesting fight. You know what I mean? That's the truth. If George wanted to get on some protective custody shit, he could sit on them 3 alphabet titles and that Ring Magazine belt and that lineal status and cool. You know what I mean? He could do that. If he wanted to, he could do that. And there would be people that are not happy about it, but it wouldn't be enough people that could do something about it. It wouldn't be enough. That's facts. He beat the man that beat the man. Am I advocating for that? No, I'm just giving it to you straight. That, yeah, if he felt like doing that, he could do that shit and get away with it and make money. That's the facts. I was Goody Jamie Bourne, you know what I mean? And the way I see it is the ball is on Matchroom's court. The ball is in Devin and Bill's court to make the fight and make this transition as smoothly as possible, because I'm telling you now, if anything happened where this fight don't go down, they the ones that's going to get the blame. You cannot paint George out to be a guy who's afraid of challenges when he didn't sit in his backyard fighting domestic guys. No, he traveled abroad and fought abroad in other people's backyards. He fought Teofimo and beat him for his belts in his backyard. So you're going to have a hell of a hard time convincing people that George is a scary type dude, especially when now we know this dude was going to fight Loma, bro. He was going to fight Loma. If it wasn't for the war, he would have been fighting Loma. That's not some shit that a scary dude do, all right? Haney had nothing on his punches to keep a chinny out of his prime Linares and Jojo Diaz. They kept pressing Devin. George is more athletic and fresher than them. Haney is making it difficult. I'm keeping it real, yo. You're giving it to us straight, yeah, because it's the only way I know how to give it to you, yo. I can only give it to you straight that if something go down and this fight don't happen, it's gonna look bad on Devin. Why? The fight with Loma was done. That's why that fight was done. If it wasn't for the war, this dude was really going to gamble losing them belts to Vasyl Lomachenko. So you can't make him out to be a scary fighter. It's just that you're not going to sell that dream just because you want it to be a certain way. No, what we know is that before the war started, that fight was done. He was really going to fight that dude. So he ain't no bitch. How could you say he a bitch? How could you say he's scared of you? You can't, in other words, you can't formulate a narrative to where George is going to be scared of Devin. Nah, this man picked himself up off the canvas late against Teofimo Lopez. He is not no bitch. That's what he's showing me. That like, nah, ain't no bitch in him. He with the shit. He with the shit. So if something happened and this fight don't go down, I know who I'm going to be looking at. And I don't give a fuck who don't like it. It's now or never. That's how I feel, Jay. It's now or never. Like, yo, this is your chance to have a meaningful fight. This is your chance. You know that Ryan is playing fucking games, and he been playing games. You know that Davis, it's the same shit with him. They could like it's the same shit. You know that you don't have access to them two dudes. So this is your chance to show them up. Like, man, while y'all over there playing games and fighting in them fights that don't nobody give a fuck about, I'm about to go to Australia to get the shit done. I'm going to be what y'all not. Because Ryan don't want to be a champion, and neither does Davis. Y'all don't want that for y'all legacy. Y'all don't really want that. You happy fighting for Aldi and Family Dollar belts. Ryan, he more concerned with how many Instagram followers he got than world titles. That's cool for y'all. I'm the type of fighter that y'all not, and I'm about to show y'all. I'm about to go down there and take this man belts. That's the attitude that he got to have. If you got to sacrifice a little bit of paper, so fucking be it. It puts you in a power position after the fight if you win. All right? Now it's time to gamble because George is George is in control. Why? He don't need you, bro. He could fucking fight Lee Selby again if he want to. Devin seems to love playing the victim. Devin acting like, yeah, man, this is what I mean. This is what I'm talking about, Drew. That I'm like, you got to make sacrifices for this because this is your fight right now. At 140, there are no fights for you like this, like this one right now. Not at 140, it ain't. It's danger. It's a lot of high-risk, low-reward guys up there. Subriel Matias, Regis Prograis, Jose Ramirez, Arnold Barboza, Gary Antoine Russell. It's guys. It's good fights. And motherfuckers that beat the shit out of you. They might. All right? So while you got this opportunity, make the most of it. Make the most of it. If you got to sacrifice a little bit of paper, do it. Because you need to fight. You need to fight. And Drew, no, we had this conversation already. And it seems that the prophecy did not quite work out how I predicted because I was expecting Lomachenko versus Kambosos. And it seemed like it was about to happen until the war started. The reason that fight is not happening is because Lomachenko want to stay back home and be Rambo. You got to love it. You got to respect it. Like, yo, you don't even have to do that shit. God only knows that the war going to be what the war going to be. But that's what he doing. You got to respect it. And this is what I mean when I say that I don't like talking to a lot of people about boxing because this motherfuckers that'll really tell you Loma was scared of Devin Haney. My guy, he's in a war-torn country right now. But he's scared of Devin Haney? Like, what kind of fucking You know what I mean? Like, I don't, and it ain't about having something against Devin. It's that the perspective that some motherfuckers got, I really think a lot of motherfuckers is just stupid. Like, yo, you just, I ain't even gonna try to play you, but the shit you saying is stupid and it's coming from you, so you must be stupid. The blame has to be assigned to Top Rank, yes. But you honestly think Vasyl Lomachenko was scared of Devin Haney? I've explained it so many times, I don't care to explain the situation in detail again. I don't care to explain it because it's not hard to understand that situation had more to do with promoters than it had to do with fighters. Bob Arum knew if Devin Haney has mandatory status, eventually, not right away, eventually, they're going to use that status to try to impose a purse bid on us. In order to circumvent that, man, fuck all that mandatory bullshit. Let's franchise them. That way, you can't impose that on us. That's what that was really all about. How do I know? Because Bob Arum himself said Eddie Hearn tried to use Anthony Crolla as a vehicle to get Lomachenko to fight on DAZN. And we had to overpay Anthony Crolla in order to keep the fight on ESPN. So we could reach a deal so it don't go to a purse bid. Now, you know damn good and well that they would have tried with Devin, like, you know, Crolla's Crolla, but with Devin, we're going to be a little bit more aggressive. And whether Top Rank wins the bid or Matchroom wins the bid, it's a situation to where the bid itself, it's a no-win for Top Rank. Top Rank don't want the fight to be more expensive. You know, we don't have to worry about we don't want to have to worry about outbidding Eddie Hearn. And the last thing we want is for Eddie Hearn to win the rights for the shit, because then Loma got to go over there or vacate the title. That's why Bob did what he did. Like, nah, for this potential mandatory bullshit that you think you got us by the balls, I got you right now. We going to franchise him and you could keep that world. Keep that. Hold that. That was more about Bob and Eddie than it was ever about Devin and Loma. The idea that you got grown-ass people running, like, bro, I don't got nothing against Devin, but what the fuck does Vasyl Lomachenko have to be afraid of in Devin? He ain't in no danger of being knocked out. I mean, Devin acting scared because logically, if he goes to Australia and beats George, he comes back undisputed and has a Mando and A-side leverage moving to 140. You mean Heaven Daney? Yeah, like it's silliness. Like, it's like, look, I already said, for me, Kambosos versus Loma, Kambosos versus Haney, interchangeable. I like either fight. I'm not against either fight. I like either fight. But as far as the situation, you need to do whatever you have to do to get George in the ring. And if that means sacrificing a little paper, that's what the fuck that mean. If that mean you got to be the B-side a little bit, oh, that's what the fuck that mean. That's what it means. Because Vasyl Lomachenko was willing to camp out over there for weeks. So what are you willing to do for the fight? Unpopular opinion? Oh, that's not unpopular, bro. I'm not going to make a prediction or anything like that, but I'm going to just say that George is better than he's given credit for, even though he caught Teofimo Lopez at a very opportune time, but it's the weight. It's always the weight that I'm looking at. Devin Haney is not a small lightweight, and he's young, which means his body is still growing. I don't know how easy or how hard it is for him to continue to make 135 pounds, but that's on my mind. Let me send Lady Chan a link real quick. Invite a guest, copy to the clipboard. And yeah, yo, he just gotta do whatever he gotta do to get that fight, because the problem is that too many American fighters, and we've talked about this, me and Drew have talked about this, too many American fighters feel entitled. Like, they feel like, oh, it gotta be like, everything is not a haggling situation. Even if you the 1 foot in the bill, you gotta pay the cost to be the boss. For example, Anthony Joshua paid Charles Martin well in excess of what Charles Martin was worth. Why? Because you have something I want, so I got to do what I got to do to get it. That's how it works. That's the situation you in right now. You cannot afford to let this fight. I'm just being real. The Haneys can't afford, like George got plenty of fucking people that he could keep busy with and make a little bit of money every time he get out there. You know, he already gonna make the kind of money that he ain't been making. All right, but you got to sacrifice. Yeah, you have to, because if you don't fight him, ain't a lot of big money fights at 40 right now. Shit got to build. What you got is a lot of hungry guys that hit hard that want to fuck you up. That's what you got at 40. Prograis, Matias, fucking Barboza, Zapata, motherfucking Ramirez. These are big guys that want to mess you up, yo. And they'll mess you up. So you need to do what you got to do to get George in the ring, because that's your best bet at making any kind of history. You'll be fucking history fucking around at 140. All right, we got Lady Chan.
Bill Dizzin. What up, Dad?
You know, I'm waiting to hear that the fight is made, even though my gut tells me, man, they're going to fuck this fight up. I just know it. They're going to fuck this fight up.
So fill me in, because I was just on my live where you made me blush, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, basically, this is what's going on. Vasyl Lomachenko has made the decision to stay in the Ukraine. As a result of that, Devin Haney has been offered the fight. You know what I mean? So now it's a question of, are Devin and Bill going to do what is necessary to ensure that the fight happens? And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, they better, because they kind of, he tweeted the other day, yesterday, Devin tweeted, you know, cream always rises to the top. And then I don't know if you see my retweet. I said, yeah, but if left too long, it curdles.
I seen that and I liked it, because that's it's like, yo, motherfuckers got to understand. Like, I don't think they understand the situation, that it's very fortuitous that Devin has been able to make good money, because he's not a big ticket seller. But in spite of that, you've been able to make very good money. Now you're at a turning point in your career. Well, yeah, you got to make sacrifices, bro, because Ryan is playing games and he going to keep playing games. Davis playing games and he going to keep playing games. This fight will put you in a power position, but not if you fuck it up.
But I've also seen that that Lou DiBella is thinking about putting Ryan Garcia as the next fight.
Yeah, but you really gotta. Look. This is how much Lou, you know, and what Lou thinks. Remember, immediately after the Lopez fight, who was he talking about? Was he talking about Loma? No,
he was talking about Devin.
No, he wasn't talking about Devin either. He was talking about Gervonta Davis.
Oh yeah, he was talking Tank. Yeah, when I was I forgot about
that. And all that shit about Tank is the biggest fight and Tank is this, and all that shit was hot air, bro. Tank don't even want the fucking fight, and that's what I said. Like, Tank don't want that fight. The fuck is Lou talking about?
I've never even heard Tank being on record talking about, even acknowledging George Kambosos' existence.
Listen, with everything that's going on, who Tank fighting? Fucking Rolly. Who did everybody say he gonna fight? Rolly. We already know Tank next 2 to 3 fights, bro. He not worried about being no legacy. He not worried about none of that.
No legacy fighter around here. Sorry. Yeah.
So with that being said, Luka talked that Ryan Garcia shit. The real question you have to ask yourself, do you think Oscar's going to send that boy to Australia?
No. He'd have a fucking breakdown en route.
Bruh, he'll shit himself on the plane.
Yeah, like, just on the travel. It's too stressful for
like being real. Like you could want, you know, Luka want that shit, but ultimately, what would happen with Ryan is what just happened with Munguia. Munguia wanted to fight. Stefan Espinoza himself said, yeah, Munguia wanted to fight, and Stefan was willing to pay for it. And God knows that Charlo needed it, but at the end of the day, Oscar wasn't with it. And the same way he wasn't with it with Munguia, he wouldn't be with it with Ryan. He's not going to send that boy to fucking Australia.
Yeah, I know. That's just a mess over there as well. So we're looking at Devin, because I saw Eddie Hearn saying that maybe yesterday that, he looked like he was resigned to the fact that Loma was getting the fight, and he was like, but hopefully we still could get it. So developments are 24 hours later that it looks like. I was quite shocked that Loma's staying, because I thought that Loma would come back and that he said Usyk would stay.
It might happen the other way around, but I mean, even with that, I'm like, the thing is morale. The main thing is morale. About, what did they say? About 10 million to 13 million Ukrainians have left the country. They've evacuated. The men have stayed behind. And it's just hard to imagine for the morale and what they're going through, because imagine that you're from the UK and suddenly the UK is about to be wiped off the shit. It makes you feel a certain way. I, as an American, if something happened, ain't no more USA. I end up in fucking Canada. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, yo, I don't really got a flag I could fly because my shit been wiped out. You gonna feel crazy. So I thought about that. And I'm like, yo, would they leave? I don't know. I don't know.
It's hard to stay. It's admirable either way. Like, I don't judge either. Like, people are in my comments like, oh, if he leaves, that's like he's leaving everybody there. Like, bro, you wouldn't even fight for your household.
Yeah, like I don't entertain them guys, because like, one, like this the other shit. Motherfuckers say any shit on this online shit. Being real, bro, who the fuck want to be at war? I don't. I don't want to carry an AK and I don't want to deal with that. If it's me, I'm going, I gotta go fight AJ, bro. I'm sorry, I gotta go fight AJ.
I gotta do my day job. Yeah.
Because I'm gonna be more selfish with the shit, right? I cannot save this country holding this AK. What I can do is secure my family's future by fighting for this purse. And I'm gonna look at all my immediate family. Our country is under attack. Our cities are being razed to the ground. We're gonna need somewhere to live. We're not gonna die here. So I'm gonna fucking go and make this money, and then we're gonna move to Greece and we just go and tan all day. Bye. That's it.
Yeah. It's such a sensitive. It's just tough, man. It's tough. It's tough that we're actually living through these times of that we're doing this and talking about this, and as content creators, it's crazy, because sports is always seen as kind of like, an escapism, but as we've seen, boxing has been correlated with politics, because you've had Ali, you had, who else did you have that went to war?
Joe Louis.
It's
Sugar Ray Robinson. Guys went, but the main thing is this: that it's easy for
Ali didn't go. Sorry.
He was exiled. Yeah, he was exiled. He didn't want, and I respect it. Like, either way, when it come to war, right? I don't have no like, oh, you need to know. Ain't no need, bro. Do what you feel is real. All I can tell you is, if it's me, listen, man, them Russians gonna get it, bro. They go. I'm sorry, but unless World War III starts, which I hope it doesn't, they might win. They might. And the main thing is, you got to worry about your folk. You got to worry about your wife. You got to worry about your family members, your in-laws. What can you do for them? Because what's going on right now is your country is being bombed, right? Your cities are being destroyed. Beyond this, beyond this, you gonna need somewhere to live. So go fight AJ, make a couple M's, buy a villa in Greece, spend wisely.
But then do they then feel back, because maybe we've all got different levels of patriotism, and they're mad patriotic, and they may feel that that's abandoning their country to do that. And that's why, like, whatever decision that they make, I'm just rocking with. I'm not.
I admire that they care enough about their common man. I admire, because I'm not gonna like, if it's me, no, I'm more selfish. I'm worried about my family.
Kids, and
that's
family.
I'm not gonna leave y'all to die here, and we damn sure at all the work I done did, right? If I'm Usyk, bro, I done made all this bread and all of that, right? We not gonna be in poverty after all of that. All of that was not in vain. We getting the fuck up out of here. First chance we getting the fuck up out of here. Because this is not a movie where, oh, if I leave, they'll lose the war. Bro, the war ain't on you, bro. The war is the war. Whatever gonna happen,
with or without you. So
no puedo hacerlo.
Yo me voy. What I'm gonna do when like what you gonna do? Shoot a jab at the fucking Rockets? Shoot a jab at the Bullets? What you go like? Nah, I'm out, bro. I gotta set shit up.
Going. Yeah, for real.
Mr. D-Loke says Usyk said the best thing was fighting for his country in the Olympics, and he ain't leaving, bro. Hey, I respect it. Like I said, I don't judge. It's not my place, but I'm not gonna stand. If it's me, nah. They go,
like you said, yo me voy.
Yo me voy. Fuck, like, bro. I ain't dying for these politicians. I ain't dying for nobody pride. My family ain't dying for nobody. Like, nah, fam. Nah.
Yeah, I'm out.
I'm out.
You talking? And I just hope it doesn't, because Putin's already specified, like, basically London. I've got it in for you guys because you be helping shit. He said London, not even the UK, just London.
Listen, the problem is, and what I fear, I saw it 2 weeks ago, that I heard the Russians are targeting supply lines, I think from Poland. They want to intercept them from, supplying the Ukrainians with supplies and ammunition, whatever they're giving them.
Yeah.
And what I'm afraid of is that any act like that, it could be interpreted as an act of war. And if Poland goes, NATO goes. And then World War III.
We go.
I don't want y'all to go, man. Stay out of that shit. Stay out of that shit. Yeah. Drew says, I gotta watch AJ versus Usyk rematch with Lady Chan when I go back to London. Yo, let's hope Usyk changes his mind, bro. Like, man, fuck war, man.
Yeah.
Fuck war, man. Fuck that shit. They got soldiers for shit like that. Because if you follow Vlad on Instagram, what they posting is like they showing you, yo, dog, they bombing the cities to where people are evacuating the cities. That tells me that the war front, look, it can't be going good if you're evacuating your cities and 13 million Ukrainians then got the fuck out of Dodge. It can't be a winning effort if this is what's going on. So if you see where it's going, you got to think about the future. What you saying? Oh, I'm gonna die for this. All right, then you die for that land. I'm gonna be in Greece, bro. I'm gonna be a refugee. I'm gonna be like Lauryn Hill and Wyclef Jean. I'm a refugee, bro.
I'm a refugee.
Real shit. I'm not fucking dying. Fuck that bullshit.
Yeah.
It's too much shit.
He changes his mind. I hope he just, I don't know, man.
I mean, look, the silver lining is the greatest threat to Anthony Joshua and what remains of his career would be if Usyk comes back. The silver lining, if there is a silver lining, is okay. Well, the rest of these guys really ain't on AJ level. A lot of them, they not. So I guess that's like if there were a plus, it's that okay. Well, he'll knock out Otto Verleen. I like his chances against Joe Joyce. I actually do. So,
I said that.
So I mean,
he said he only wants to fight if he has to do an interim fight. He only wants to fight at what's in the top 10. And I checked in the ring top 10. He's fought 4 out of the current ones anyway. He's beat 3 out of the 4, just not Usyk. Like the rest of them have only fought, like Tyson Fury's fought 1 ring current top 10 fighter, which is Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not really, none of them's really on AJ's level when you have to look at when you go and look.
That's what I mean. That like Tyson Fury and it, I just hate bringing up because I know that somebody later on they're gonna be, but it's the truth though. He's real picky. Look at how much shit had to happen just to get a Dillian White fight over the line. Look at the production. Look at all that shit just for Dillian White, bro. Man, it gotta be purse bid and all that and shit. It's a lot of shit. So we got this fight, which I like. We got Spider Richards versus my man Joshua Buatsi. A good fight, very good fight. I like it. Haven't decided who I think is gonna win yet, but I do like Buatsi. I'm leaning towards Buatsi.
Stoppage.
It could because he hit real fucking hard. The thing is, Richards is a big, strong kid. He's durable. The drawback for Richards is he's perhaps a little bit too relaxed in fights.
People fucked him up, mate.
Yeah, like he's a little bit too like, yo, you can't be relaxed with Buatsi. He's gonna hit you with some shit. So I like that fight. But what it left me wondering is, okay, So in September of last year, Callum Smith moved up to the light heavyweight division, and he knocked the fucking guayaba out of Lenin Castillo. Right? That was in September of last year, and I'm like, so let me look at this. Buatsi got a fight. Richards got a fight. Even Lenin Castillo, who you knocked out, even he has fought since September, and he got himself back in the winner's bracket. Where is Callum Smith? Like, what, bro? When is this guy fighting?
I don't. What since knocking out the dude in 2 rounds.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hasn't he not got an upcoming fight at all?
I mean, this is what I mean. Okay, so Eddie got a fight for Joshua. Obviously, he got a fight for for Craig Richards. Fucking Lennon, he fought, and you knocked Lennon out. Yeah. When are you fighting?
And I heard Anthony Yarde is going to be on the Tyson Fury White undercard. Opponent to be announced. Sporting Icons just said that. So
that's good news.
So he's out. He's going to be out.
That's what I mean. Like, yo, everybody has a fight date, and everybody knows where they going. And it felt like, yo, after that highlight reel knockout, all the air is getting left out of the tires when it comes to Callum Smith.
Because we need the momentum. You've just you've moved up, did that amazing blitz the dude in 2 rounds, highlight reel, and now it's all deflated again. Yeah, strange.
And he's not, and we can't, because a lot of people, they used to blame Tesco Joe, for just the way that his career was going. They used to blame Joe Gallagher, right? But he not with Joe Gallagher no more. Like he with fucking Buddy McGirt. So and it's still
he is. Yeah, he is.
And we seeing the same shit. They're like, yo, when is this dude fighting? Like, why I feel like it's been a long ass time since he fought.
Do with him. Maybe there's an injury in that, they're stalling out to see if it gets better before they say, because that's what happened with Joe Joyce. Like, he was supposed to, and then all of a sudden was like, what's happened? And then they came out, oh, he's got an injury. Oh, it's his hand. Oh, it's his wrist. He's got a fractured wrist. We never ever saw him with a cast on, by the way. But hey, I don't know. So I don't know with Mr. Callum Smith.
I don't know, but we need more knockouts like that at like heavyweight. Right now we see that Zile Zhang is about to get sent to the hospital by Filip Hrgovic. They made it. Gonna be on the undercard of Canelo versus Bivol. Zile Zhang.
He should retire. He's not well. Every time, the last time, he come off with what was the last thing with Forrest, right?
Jerry Forrest on Triller.
And that was a draw, right? Was that a win?
No, that was a draw. That was a
draw. Yeah. And then did he fight after that and get a win?
Did he? I don't think. No matter. Yeah, he did. You're right. He did.
He's coming off a win.
But I mean, like, really though, this would be the one that probably end his career. Because I'm like, bro, he gonna get the shit beat out of him. But I respect it because a lot of people didn't want to smoke.
Yeah, because even after the Jerry Forrest one, he went to the hospital and he was fucked up because he had dehydration. Do you remember how gassed out he was after the 3rd round?
And that's what I'm like. How is a heavyweight? How is a heavyweight dehydrated? It ain't like you had to make weight. Fuck is you dehydrated for?
Because he's just not a well guy, in my opinion. He's just not well. And like you said, this is they better have the paramedics on deck.
I mean, he probably gonna get sparked out early though, if we're being honest. He probably gonna get
first 3 or 4.
Yeah, he'll probably get sparked out early, and he'll be right back. They'll put him in there with Alan Babich or somebody, and somebody like that.
Where is he anyway? Is he going down to Bridge Area Cruiser? Because that's what.
That's the plan, because he not like for today's heavyweight division. He just not built for that shit. Like, you see the guys that, even though the fights have been fun, right? You see that he fighting these guys that they ain't in the top 50, B. And
but they're starting to fuck him up.
Yeah, like he got wobbled in the last one. So it's like, bro, if you getting wobbled by these guys, bro, what's gonna happen when we put you in there with like a Carlos Takam or somebody? They gonna mess you up. Like, nah,
will fuck you up. Yeah,
he need to go down to Bridgerweight and
stay in your little lane.
and fight the Marco Hucks of the world, the fucking whoever down there, the Kudryashovs of the world. Just fight them guys. You're not cut out for heavyweight.
Yeah, he's not, because he's going to get fucked up. He's getting fucked up by people that are not even. These people are pizza delivery drivers.
Real shit. We got South London in the building. South London. Let me get your thoughts on this shit, yo. Devin Haney, George Kambosos. You heard what's going on. Do you feel confident? And I'm gonna ask Lady Chan this too. Do you feel that the fight will happen though? Now that Lomachenko's out the picture?
It depends, because both the teams were arguing about the location of the fight. I think that was the main thing. The location of the fight. I think obviously the money should be there regardless, but the location of the fight, I don't think Team Haney wanted to go to Australia. And that is the conditions of the fight. You have to come to Australia. So if they don't go there, then I'm not sure if it's going to happen, especially if Ryan Garcia is lurking in the background to just be there to just take all the belts for the tapping. So I don't know. But then again, what's to say that Ryan Garcia can beat Kambosos anyway, to be fair?
I mean, I can't see Ryan getting on a plane I just can't, like, I can't see that. Like, really, he gonna get on a plane and go to Australia? Like, really, this guy? Nah.
I think the minute he gets on the plane and then it starts to go like maybe he's on the plane for like 2-3 hours, he's gonna say he's got mental health and he might want to order the plane to come back. So I don't know.
He'll turn the whole plane around. I'm gonna ask Lady Chan. I'm gonna ask Lady Chan. Do you feel, now that we know the situation and we know what the situation is, how confident are you that the fight will actually happen now?
Interesting. I think George Kambosos is in a bind that his back's against the wall, to be honest. And like, if he doesn't allow if this fight doesn't happen, if Haney, because the Haneys have to now agree to everything. They're lucky they're getting a round 2 of this opportunity. So just saying that they agree to everything, George Kambosos has to fight him. Has to fight him, because otherwise then it does look like a duck if he doesn't. So I think this fight will happen, but I wouldn't put my house on it. Because there's always going to be a curveball, and we never know if we get Loma that will come in. I think Loma, if he says I'm coming back in 3 weeks' time, while they've signed on the dotted line, I think they're going to put some kind of get out clause just in case for Loma, and that's what I think.
All right, I'm gonna go.
Everybody's here.
I'm gonna go to yes. We got a full house. I'm gonna go to UK Rob. UK Rob, how confident are you that this fight is gonna happen?
Yeah, I think they're gonna get this done. I don't see what else Haney can do. I think it'll happen. I think it's pretty much not set in stone, but I think this is definitely going to get done. I think Eddie's been saying Haney's going to do whatever it takes to get it. It may have taken a bit of coercing on Eddie's side to get the Haneys to bend a little bit to this, but I just don't see where else he can go from it.
Okay.
Other than move up. But if he does manage to beat George and becomes undisputed, he's got all the privileges that come with being undisputed, and there's going to be a lot of vacant titles knocking around. Maybe he could jump the queue on some of these guys that are thinking they're next in line for Josh Taylor's belts, but he needs to get this done and move up, because that boy is struggling at the weight.
But you are confident. You are confident that the fight will take place.
Yeah, 100.
Okay, I'm gonna go to Jay. Jay, how confident are you that this fight is gonna happen?
What's good, everybody? Hey, Chan, looking good. Look, you guys hear me okay? Okay. Well, I don't know, man. It's hard to say, because I think we all should take into account, like, the moment that we're here now is because Loma turned down the fight because of the situation in the Ukraine. And honestly, it shouldn't have gotten to this point anyway. This fight should have been announced or ready a long time ago, because there was a clear understanding from both guys They won the next fight. They were going to try to get this done. Devin said he'd go to Jupiter, but now he's running around getting, implant diamonds in his teeth and all this kind of shit. So it's like, who knows? But if he's smart, he better do this now because he might not get another chance like this again. And honestly, he should be thanking Loma because, like, hey, if you hadn't turned down this fight, I wouldn't be right here now. So he better do what he has to do to make this fight. He really, but as far as I feel, I don't know if he's going to take it or not. I hope he does, but I can't really. I'm not confident myself. I've been saying that he will.
All right, I'm gonna go back to the illustrious Lady Chan. Lady, who wins the fight?
In my opinion, I think Haney.
All right. You ain't gotta sell it to me. You ain't gotta sell it. South London wins the fight.
Devin Haney. Outbox him, outfox him. He ain't got the power. Let's be real, but he's gonna outbox him and keep away from his power punches pretty much all night, and that will be all the belts going back to America if that fight takes place.
Okay, UK Rob, how you feeling? Who's gonna win the fight?
I think George Kambosos will win the fight. I think Devin's to get the scorecards in Australia is going to be a tough ask, especially as I think George will be quite a bit of a dog and he can also box. I think we saw that in the Teo fight as much as Teo was trying to make it into a firefight. George's boxing kept him in good stead. He's got very fast hands, real good feet, and I think the traveling and everything like that, I think Haney's going to struggle at the weight, and I can see George getting the victory, to be honest.
Jay, who's going to win this fight? If there is a fucking fight.
George. Now, let me explain. Okay, so, judging by the qualities of both guys, Devin's a good boxer, very good. Good jab, good fundamentals overall, good movement. But George, on the other hand, he could box himself, but he just has more. How can I say this? He just has more, like, his qualities are more like more better. Like he's more durable, and honestly, I think he hits a lot harder.
He's got more pop. Yeah,
he hits a lot harder. And honestly, Devin's gonna have to stamp his authority out in Australia because, like UK Rob, he shout out to him. He spotlighted this just now. The judges ain't gonna do him no favors out there. They won't. So I want to say this.
I want to say this. I haven't made up my mind yet, but one of the things that's going to help me make up my mind if the fight gets made is, listen, George ain't got the land to win the round. If he appears busier in the round than you do, don't think you're going to do that back foot bullshit and win rounds in Australia. It ain't going to work. It ain't. It ain't. You got to be busier than him. You got to take it to him. And the idea of Devin getting on the front foot, being the aggressor, going for hard shots and shit like that. Devin been looking kind of shaky when he get hit. He been looking a little shaky. So I'm like, yo, man, like I said, with Lomachenko, I would settle. Like, man, Loma will stop George. He'll stop him in Australia. That shit ain't nothing but a thing to him.
Seems like Jules. The problem is, like, if I could add something, the problem is, like, with Devin, like, in the Jojo Diaz fight, it kind of spotlighted his, like, punching issues when he gets hit. I can't really tell if he's hurt or if he just doesn't like it. That's the thing. I mean, like, I don't really know. I mean, the bottom line is, like, you should. I mean, him being like, we could honestly, could we call him like world level, elite level now? Could we say that about Devin?
I mean, I look at his resume and I see a world level resume. He beat a former champion in Linares. He did. He beat a former champion at super featherweight in Jojo Diaz. He beat a world ranked contender in Zaire Abdullayev. So I say, yeah, he's world level. He don't have world level power though. He got world level boxing.
You must realize that his ass hasn't hit the canvas and Lomachenko's has.
Exactly.
That's true.
They have in common, Linares. So yeah, he's been wobbled, but he hasn't been put down. So give him some credit. I'm not even a massive Devin Haney fan. I'm just calling how it is. Like I think he's a better boxer. I think he's the best technically sound boxer in 35, in my opinion.
I'd agree with that.
But he's beatable still. He's still beatable. I think Lomachenko's the best in 35. If I have to put him in the equation, sometimes I forget about him because he's the older cat. But then I'd say Lomachenko. Then I put Haney. But you have to give Haney credit that he may have to work a bit harder in Australia, but if he makes it apparent and totally outpoints Kambosos, I think he gets the win. But it will be difficult in the homeland. Yeah, it will.
Separate question. Hold on, separate question. This is a scary question. I'm gonna start at the top. I'm gonna start with Lady Chan, and I'm gonna go to South London. Lady Chan, is this the end of Vasyl Lomachenko?
In regards to if he doesn't take this fight here.
Well, this is the situation. This is the biggest fight that he could be having in his professional career at this time. He is prioritizing, home and country. And he's not a young guy, he ain't Devin Haney age, he ain't Teofimo age, he an older cat, like we just talked about. Yeah, he's an older cat. So he ain't even really this generation of fighter.
No.
So if the idea is, well, I'm gonna stay at home throughout the duration of the war, we don't know what the duration of the war is going to be. And he's what, 34?
34? Yeah, just turned 34 in February.
Yeah. Is this the end of Vasyl Lomachenko?
Well, then if you put it in that way, yeah. Point blank period. Yeah, it could be the end. But I wouldn't bet that this is the end. I would think that even if the war is going to be a year or two or whatever, I still think that he'll get to a point he'll just get sick of being in it and decide to dip out.
South London.
If he tries to ride out the whole war, then yeah, it's definitely the end of him. But if he has the option, which has been granted, whenever he gets bored or tired of being in the war, I feel that he will remove himself out. But he could still be out because, he's missed the boat. So, yeah, South London.
Dennis says, Lady Chan is a fox. Sorry I grew up in the 80s. Yeah, man, I'm saying it's fly out here. South London.
Yeah.
What do your instincts tell you? Will Vasyl Lomachenko box again?
He may do, but the problem with that is, a new boy turns 18 like every day. Not saying he's gonna get beaten by an 18-year-old, but he has the potential to get beaten by a younger guy who's about that life. So, I mean, like, let's say he doesn't fight for the next 2-3 years. By the time he comes back, there could be a younger guy who is in that position now. So if they were to make that fight, he could get beaten up. And we've already seen that sometimes he doesn't have good days in the office.
Do you feel he will like this is, in other words, I'm not gonna pussyfoot around the shit. I'll be surprised if that man boxes again. I would be surprised.
Really?
I think boxing, there's a lot of money in boxing. So to say that someone's not gonna come back for like a couple of final paydays, he's gonna probably want to come back because he probably had a financial plan to say, I'm gonna make this, and this before I retire. So with that being said, he's probably just waiting for the time where it's politically correct to come back so he can make the rest of his money.
Let's say this though, before I pass it to Drew. Let's say this. The war is not going to get better. It's going to get worse. Like when I heard 2 days ago or a day ago that they were dropping bombs on Kiev, which is the capital, that already tells me like, oh, well, this is, 13 million people have evacuated, 13 million refugees. They're bombing the capital. Mariupol has been razed to the ground. It's been bombed. It's a ghost town now. Whole city. It's a ghost town now. That tells me that as time progresses and the war becomes worse, it will become that much more awkward for him to leave. Like, damn, like you gonna leave? Like, shit, if you was gonna leave, you should have left in. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna ask Drew. Drew, do you think Vasyl Lomachenko is done at the elite level behind this war?
I'm going to give the man the benefit of the doubt and wait till I see his next fight, if it's within a 12 to 14 month period from now.
Do you believe he will box within the next 12 to 14 months?
I think he will. The fact that the talk was like the commissioner over whoever the man was in Ukraine said, "No, you guys can go." I think they got the blessing, and they're gonna let it ride a little bit longer, and he's gonna fight.
All right. Jay, do you think that Vasyl Lomachenko will box within the next 12 months?
No. I think it hinges on what you said. I mean, the war's gonna. It just depends on this war over there. You know, it's really bad. It's terrible, and he turned down this opportunity to stay there. When he could have left. You know what I mean? So what does that tell you? You know, that just echoes to me until this war is reaches a peaceful resolution. He's going to stay where he's at, and my prayers are with him. Hopefully he's safe, and he just he'll be okay.
All right, I'm gonna go to Rob. Rob, will Vasyl Lomachenko box in the next 12 months?
Hey, you're crafty because you asked Lady Shan, will he box again? You asked South London, will he box again? And then you got to the bottom row of this panel and you said, will he box in the next 12 months? I was going to go with, he'll definitely box again, in my opinion. I think he's in Odessa, I think it's getting very close to really the shit hitting the fan in Odessa there. I think they're lining up the warships off the coast and shit like that. They're going to really start hitting Odessa. So depending on the outcome of that, and God willing, Lomachenko survives this war in Ukraine, obviously. But I think he'll box again. I think he's in love with the game. Obviously, this moment, he feels his country, his homeland is more important. But I think he loves this, and I think he'll come back. And I think maybe a tune-up, but if Devin unifies or goes undisputed and moves up, I think he'll come back and beat whoever's a champion, or even if it's a vacant title, whenever that would be. But I know it's time dependent on how long this is going to go on, but I think it maybe depends what happens to Odessa. If that gets flattened like Mariupol, then maybe it's like, well, my hometown's gone. Time to take the family and pack up, get over to the United States and go again, kind of thing. I don't know, but
family's
I think
already out. Their
again.
families have already been moved out.
Yeah. But I mean, like meeting back up with his family and go, right, let's, Odessa's gone now, so let's.
No longer in Ukraine.
They're out. Are you listening? I'm saying, so wherever they've gone, he will then maybe meet up with them and go back to America, or take them to America or whatever, and set up and start again. But at the moment, I think he's focusing on his hometown of Odessa. So whatever.
It's my understanding. Now, I don't know if Odessa is at the border, because what I read is that he's doing border patrol work. He's at the border. I don't know where Odessa is, but what I read
it's on the coast.
Okay.
It's the port, one of the port towns. It's on the western side of the southern coast. So
he's not on the front line anyway.
And that's what I thought. I didn't figure that Vasyl Lomachenko or Usyk are held up on a roof throwing Molotov cocktails and snipe I mean, because you gotta be of a certain skill set to be one of those guys. But I mean, it's just that it's kind of like a guilt trip almost, that the war is not going to get better, and wars can last for a very long time. So if the idea is to wait for a politically correct moment to say, okay, I've had enough, that moment may not come. It's like, because they're gonna keep blowing shit up. That's the sad part, that they're fucking up these cities and all of that shit. Not that it doesn't happen in other parts of the world, because it does. But that is how I know that wars last long. And when they're done, there's not a lot left. So I don't know. I get you. I'll be like I said. I'll be surprised if he boxes. I'll be surprised.
I think he will, but just on the point about being skilled, out of all of the boxers that remain in the Ukraine right now, Lomachenko loves his hunting, so he's probably more skilled with the guns and shit than They're training up. People are getting 4 days training. Members of the public are getting 4 days training, and they're now like digging in trenches and shit. So who knows? He may end up fighting, like physically fighting, like taking on Russians. Who knows? But you got to respect his decision to.
Well, I mean,
the rest of the nation are doing.
I wonder how much of the fighting is going on on the ground, because it seems to me that they treat the cities first. They bomb the shit out of them, and then they send the guys in. Like because that's kind of what they're doing in Kiev. They're dropping bombs on Kiev. There's several explosions.
Air raids.
Yeah, so I mean,
they're like you say, they're hitting them hard with the artillery and shit like that, and then they're trying to take it to the streets. But when they do that, they're being repelled at the moment. The Russian actual ground forces are really struggling, but they're just, okay, that's not working. We'll just keep bombing the shit out of them. So it could just, like you said, go on for a long time till there's just nothing.
Till there's nothing, man. It's terrible. Let's lighten up the mood.
Let's lighten the mood. Listen to this. Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn announces Buatsi Richards May 21st, the same night that Andrade, his fighter, is in a stadium fight in the UK.
Is he still his? Is he? That's what I wanted to talk about. That it's not enough there for me to do a segment, like a full 5, 6, 7 minute segment. It's not. But I did want to talk about that because I'm wondering, beyond this fight, is Andrade still a matchroom fighter? We know Joseph Parker ain't.
Oh, he ain't? He left?
Nah, he's a free agent.
Oh, wow.
I don't think he is. I don't think he is.
Yeah.
Judging by this announcement, I think he's hoping not to.
To Eddie Hearn's, like Eddie Hearn had a live today or yesterday, and I watched it on one content creator thing, and someone said, "Oh, how comes you just didn't get Andrade any fights?" And then he's like, we tried, we did the best that I could do. But the way he worded it sounded like that's over now. So I just think it is that. Yeah.
But I feel the need to clarify on, or at least to elaborate upon that. That look, the man did do what he could do. He can't force Charlo to fight him. He can't force Golovkin to fight him. Like it's childish, the argument that, listen, just because, and I've been saying it for 5 years, just because two guys are on the same side of the street, that does not guarantee a fight. Leo and Gary were on the same side of the street. Thurman and Spence were on the same side of the street. Okay, those fights didn't happen. All right, just because two guys are on the same promotional banner, that doesn't mean it's a lock. It's easier to make the fight, but they have to want the fight. Now, Golovkin clearly didn't want to fight Andrade for whatever reason, because it was in his power to do that fight. Yeah, you the A side. You the international superstar. If you want to box Andrade for his WBO title, you can do that, and DAZN will be happy to pay for it, because they paying you to fight Zeremata and Rose, and then he like, at least give us something. At least give us a unification match. You know what I mean? Could have happened last year. If Golovkin wanted it, it could have happened. It didn't happen because he doesn't want it. It's that simple. Eddie cannot force Gennady Golovkin to fight him.
I like the way you said.
You know what other fight on the PBC that I'm surprised never took place? Hurd versus the Charlos. Either one of them.
Well, this is the thing. Hurd wanted more time. He wanted that's what I remember. He wanted more time in between the unification match, so he was given more time. The Julian Williams fight was scheduled, and the rest is history.
Oh, hello, there we go.
That's what happened.
I like the way you said you can't force Charlo to fight him. Man, you couldn't even give him $7 million to fight him. So it's not
that's way more what he's worth, man. Way more.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I just found it funny. Even if Andrade isn't his fighter, it's the fact that he's still like
it's
on
fucked,
the same
bro.
day.
It's fucked.
I'm putting a better fight on, because let's be honest, who's really flocking to watch an Andrade fight? Whether it's in the UK, whether it's in the stadium.
Let me get South London in on this. South London, is Zach Parker like Julio Iglesias in the UK? Like, the people have his picture above the dining room table. Like, do they know this guy? Does he move tickets? Who is Zach Parker?
Well, I don't know. To be fair, I mean, if this thing is a sellout, then I'll be shocked. So I might even try and see if there's any tickets left, because flipping out, like this is a random fight to me. To be fair.
All right, I'm gonna ask Rob. Rob, what is the drawing power of Zach Parker in the United Kingdom?
I think he'll do all right. I think he's a bit of a local derby, local hero, but not hero, but he's a name. But it ain't that stadium holds about 35,000. They're gonna blank off a lot of that. I think if they do like 15, maybe. It's good, 15. But. No, probably not. But I've just thought they're definitely not going to do the 35. They're not going to have it looking like an completely empty stadium. So, and also they're giving away for every ticket sold £10 out of the ticket sale. That's each ticket to Derby County Football Club. So they need to do some numbers. So I don't know. But,
that's a really smart play. I gotta give it to Frank. I always like Frank. I don't know why. It's because he's a hard old bastard. You know what I mean? Like he's like fucking Bricktop. He's a smart guy. He
got outsmarted today, though, right? Don King out of left field.
Bro, I don't even understand. Let me ask. Wait, I gotta ask Lady Chen a spicy question.
I don't know what happened, sir.
I'll tell you. Spicy question, Lady Chen. Can Demetrius Andrade win against Zach Parker in Zach Parker's neck of the woods?
I don't know Zach Parker. So that's it. I don't know.
All right. Who here is familiar with Zach Parker?
Okay, honestly,
I know Zach Parker.
I've only seen him fight once in that Marcus Morrison fight. And that's the fight that he mostly looked dominant. But who was Marcus Morrison? I mean, Eubank just beat him right before that at middleweight. So,
him. Okay. I don't.
Let me tell you what happened.
I've never heard his name around here.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rob.
This fight will right. Either Zach Parker will find out he really isn't world level, and he'll get completely outskilled, and that, or. He's going to be the guy that completely finishes Andrade. He's going to knock him clean out.
That is too drastic, bro. Like, that is
I'm telling you. I can't. I just cannot decide what's going to happen, because I saw Liam Williams hurt Andrade.
Yeah.
And just not have it in him to push it into that next sort of, like, really jump on him.
Well, Andrade, but what about Andrade at 68? He's moving up in weight. He doesn't have to cut the 8 pounds. Doesn't that give us a more revitalized Andrade that that he didn't have to kill? Because he's big for middleweight.
Maybe. Yeah. He may be, but Parker's a big boy too. He's a natural 168.
I might have to watch that fight.
Really gonna.
I'll watch it. We'll get it. We'll watch this one on this, like on the TV, one on the laptop, one on your phone.
Exactly.
Andrade's beating him. I don't know who even Zach Parker is, but I just know Andrade's beating him.
Let's see. So we know what happened earlier today. This is the thing about Don King, right? Don King made millions upon millions of dollars. He did in his heyday, and it's conceivable that some of that money still exists. The reason that it took everybody by surprise, or at least the reason it took me by surprise, that he beat Frank Warren today with the winning bid of $3.1 million for Dubois versus Bryan. The reason it took me by surprise is, bro, if you sitting on this kind of money, why did your show look like that? Like, it looked like they was fighting in the shoebox. You see that shit?
It was a musical.
Well, I didn't know what that shit was. Like, what? Like, we y'all fighting in the basement?
Looks horrible. BT Productions are always rubbish, though.
No. See this. All right. So this is the thing, right? This is the fundamental dilemma about that situation, which I talked about in my last upload. That okay, so you got 3.1 million a blow. Cool, right? Cool, because you maybe you do got money, right? The shit is you don't have a platform deal, so I'm gonna assume that this is your bread. This is not bread from the budget that Fox gave you, because you don't have a Fox deal. You don't have an ESPN deal. You don't have a DAZN deal. This must be your bread that you're using, because you don't have a platform deal with nobody. And I'm like, so you really believe that Trevor Bryan is going to beat Daniel Dubois? You have to believe that if you gonna put that money up, because it ain't coming from somebody else, it's coming from you. How do we?
Oh, you're talking about Don King's production looked match from the ballroom. So I thought you were talking about BT Sport.
Yeah. And I'm like, you,
as well.
Like you obviously he's probably gonna try to bill it as a fight pay-per-view, you know, because he doesn't have a platform deal with nobody. But that essentially means is that your money that you're using to put in this bid, it's not coming from a network. You know, it's not coming from a Fox. It's not coming from nobody. It must be your bread. So
it's not. It can't. If you know that Don King's it's a conniving little so-and-so, you know that can't be his money. He's tricked someone into putting in on that.
Okay, somebody believe.
Silent partner.
Have you seen Trevor Bryan?
We know. He's your champion, though.
He's not my champion.
He's used lots WBA Reggie Belt champion.
He ain't my champion.
That's the only heavyweight champion that you guys got, though.
Why you doing that? Why is she attacking me? Why is she attacking me? I ain't saying nothing.
You see the madness with that, yeah, is I think we've all heard the saying, right? You can't finesse a finesser. Mm-hmm. But Don King is the only guy in the world that can finesse a finesser. Yeah. I don't know how he's got the money to fork up this money for this fight.
I know it's not his.
But let's see what happens. It's gonna be fun.
Not his money.
This is not a $3 million.
Let me tell you something.
Let me say this, and I'm gonna pass it to Rob. This is not a $3 million fight. It's not. It's not.
$1.5 million, maybe. That's it.
It's about 300,000, 500,000.
This is not to me. This is not $1 million fight. Rob, go ahead.
Well, Frank thought it was a $2 million fight, for fuck's sake. I don't even know what's going on there.
Frank has a platform deal, Rob. It's like if you got
I get you. Yeah, but that still don't make it a $2 million fight. Oh, no. But in my opinion, I might not even believe this fight's happening, even if they're doing the ring walk. I don't. This has still got to get announced, made, venue, sell tickets, and Don King's got to have the money. I'm not even. This could end up being a Frank Warren show.
Yeah, because if you know, he's got to put in the deposit. He still hasn't put it in yet. He's got a couple of days to put in the deposit. The deposit is something light. It's only like $300,000, a little over 300. Don has $300,000, I think. But I'm just like, yo, Daniel Dubois gonna be fighting in a shoot? Like, come on, not my man Daniel. Don't do my man like that. Y'all gonna have him fighting in the shoebox?
In Warren, Ohio.
Yo,
Warren, Ohio Music Hall.
Yo, that is so fucked, bro. Like Frank had to be thinking. Like, I figure that the reason that Frank got beat is probably because he didn't feel he would have to bid aggressively. Again, like, bro, what's Don gonna bid, bro? What, $1 million? Like, what's he gonna bid? You know what I mean? So he probably just like, I'll bid 2, and that'll get me to fight. You know, I ain't even gonna be aggressive. And out the clear blue, Don King, $3 million, bro, for this?
What was it 55-45 split?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dubois getting a good little chunk then, right?
Think about it, right?
Like what you were saying.
He's supposed to.
Think about it, right? Think about it. Let's think. Montana Love fought on a Jake Paul undercard. He's now going to be on the Canelo card.
Yep.
Amanda Serrano fought on a Jake Paul undercard, and she's fighting Katie Taylor for the undisputed in Madison Square Garden.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Dubois fought on a Jake Paul undercard, and he's going to fight Trevor Bryan in a fucking village hall in Ohio.
Epic fail, mate. Frank, now that all your smugness has to just dissipate a bit, that's a bit of anticlimactical, isn't it?
It's American takeover. Dubois with his sparkling personality is going to take over the US.
If Dubois don't win, because Daniel's my guy, man, and he with my guy Shane. So if Daniel don't win this fucking fight, dog, I'm going. I hope, because I mean, like, yo, Don King got the board. Like, he got the board. He got. Look. The last card that he did, the Biso Muchunu versus Lunga Makabu, most people they feel Machunu want to fight.
I
But
do. I saw it.
Makabu is Don King's fighter, and you see what happened. So I'm like, yo, Daniel, you got to knock this dude out, bro.
He better.
Daniel will knock him out. Daniel
He
will.
will.
This is Trevor Bryan, mate. Come on, Daniel. We
This is
saw
gonna be
him on
brutal.
Life and Death with Romain Staban, and that went like 11 rounds, mate.
Yeah,
So
yo,
he
yes.
knocked him out. Come
See,
on.
How long has he
Giving
been
me-
inactive for?
Who?
Come
Trevor
on.
Bryan? He fought
Yeah.
a shrimper. He fought an unbeaten shrimper from Louisiana, Jonathan Guidry. That was back in
The other
Big
day.
Bob.
Question: Did
Like
anybody?
50
Did
bucks.
anybody?
I
Did
couldn't
anybody
buy
see
that
that?
shit.
Did
He
anybody
put
see
that
that
on
fight?
Fight TV or something for $50. I was like, next. Anyway,
worth every penny, man.
Question:
Shit.
Did anybody see that fight? Him fighting the
Nope.
shrimp guy.
I saw I saw
Bubba.
highlights. I couldn't be bothered. Like,
Oh,
I'm
my
very
God.
generous, but I'm not gonna pay. Like, I'm like, that's just throwing money down the drain. Like,
yeah,
come
that
on.
was yeah.
You didn't support the sport. I'm just
Daniel
I'm
Dubois.
terrible.
Daniel Dubois is going to knock Trevor Bryan out. I'm very confident with that.
Bro.
he's gonna make Trevor Bryan look like Blair Cobbs. Blair Cobbs punching the referee in the punching the referee in the stomach when he stops.
Yeah, but
it.
that's what I mean. Like, this is the conundrum, Rob. That anybody could look at this fight and say, all right, Daniel Dubois should go in the favorite with the bookies. So, okay, if he's that big a favorite, who's that big a moron to pay $3 million to host this? Like, bro, your guy's gonna lose. You sure? You want
Unless
to?
there's some corruption.
Does Don
He's
know
gonna
something?
throw his
Daniel
out.
Dubois may
I
just
mean,
get
yeah.
fucked up and robbed somehow. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Does Don know something that we
This is Don
don't?
King.
That's what
No.
Jay. That is what I am alluding to. That I'm like, okay, if we go around the board and we ask the average person familiar with both fighters, they're gonna say Daniel gonna win the fight. So, all right, if that's the way it is, why is Don staking $3 million to host a fight that his man is likely to lose? What does he know that
maybe
we don't?
Don?
It's fishy.
Because
it's fishy,
maybe
man.
Don knows. Maybe Don knows he's going to default on his fucking first bid. I won a purse bid against the guy that put 41 million up. I did that. I'm not going to do the fight, but I did that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
If he doesn't supply the 10% in the deposit, does it just default and then would that go to
Frank Warren? Yeah.
Yeah, if he doesn't put in that deposit by the deadline, it automatically will go to Frank. The thing is that this could get drug out because the deposit is not an astronomical amount of money. It's only about $300,000. So,
but
I mean,
Triller lost their deposit, right? So
yeah, they did.
Yeah.
But their deposit was like 1.1. I think it was like 1.6.
Yeah.
It was more.
So.
Yeah.
Hey man, I don't know what's going on, man, but I just want my man Zaniel to win. B, I feel bad. Like, really, y'all gonna have my man Zaniel fighting in a shoebox? B, lights all weird and shit.
Didn't Trevor Bryan tweet out something like I think he replied to Daniel Dubois something like he's gonna make it go down on his knee like he did against Joyce or some shit. He's gonna. I hope that eye's healed up nice, so you're gonna be down on your knee again.
It's just the irreverent confidence,
mate.
Like the dudes like y'all delusional, yo. I seen the shit.
Like,
I was gonna do a video on the shit, and I was like, bro, am I really about to sit here and do a video about Trevor Bryan?
Be the most promotion he's ever had in his career.
I was like, I screenshotted the shit. I'm like, yo, am I really going to talk about Trevor Bryan's tweet for 6 minutes? No, I'm not going to do that. I ain't gonna do that.
The thing is, he's one of the few people in the world that believe what comes out of Don King's mouth. So he's there giving it. He's the greatest. He's giving it the big.
I felt like I was in it.
Yeah, I'm gonna beat Dubois.
I felt like I was in the zone. I like when I read that shit, I really thought I was like, what? Like, yo, Frank, what? Don, what? He won the purse. Yeah. What?
How deep was that nap? How deep was that nap I had? Holy shit! What did I wake up to?
Real shit. Let me read the super chats. Liam Rockwell says Devin will get a fairer fight in Australia than what George will get in America. Devin is a counterpuncher. George will be too smart. George by UD or late knockout or technical knockout.
That super chat's been there for like 5 years. Like,
no, I know. Why she being mean to me today?
I'm not being mean to you. I'm just saying that, like, because he said it when we was talking about that topic. That is all.
Okay. Let me read the other super chat. It must be my lucky day. Two of the best BYT commentators in the same place at the same time. Shout out to the great IQ and always stunning Lady Chin. Yep.
At least spell my name right, Will. You was just on my live, and it was, you know, my name CHANN.
I'll say that it's very interesting. Very interesting times. I'm kind of with Rob on this. I'm trying to look at my crystal ball. Do I actually see the fight materializing? I don't see anything. I don't see anything right now. So I'm like, I don't know. Maybe he defaults.
He does.
Maybe maybe Trevor relinquishes the prestigious WBA secondary title. When do you think it happened? It's boxing.
Maybe Manuel Char.
Stall out time for a bit. Like, could there be a tactic that this just stalls out? He will pay it, but
I mean, that's what they did with Manuel Char, and he was due a title shot, but they stalled him out. That's literally what they did. They stalled him out.
Yeah,
they just kept finding ways to keep him out of that fight. Would Manuel Char beat Trevor Bryan? I don't know.
I don't even care, if I'm being honest.
Didn't he get stripped, right? He got stripped, didn't he?
He got stripped. I think he tested positive for a banned substance, but there was some kind of tampering which allowed him to beat. It was a whole mess that I'm like, yo, I'm not about to sit here and spend 8 minutes on the career or what remains of the career of Manuel Char. That's why I'm not even as well versed on it, because I'm like, yo, Doug.
Hopefully, like they had through COVID, you know, you have replacement opponents just in case someone, you know, maybe, I don't know, Chris Lovejoy can be on standby.
He got beat by Manuel Char. That's pathetic.
He really did though. It's either that or he took a dive. Neither one would surprise me.
They were still,
It didn't look.
Didn't Maris Breedis knock him out at heavyweight?
Say it again.
Didn't Maris Breedis knock him out at heavyweight?
Who, Chris Lovejoy?
Oh no! Sorry, I was talking about Char.
Char. Yeah. It was Char. It was Char.
Yeah.
It was Char.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, I thought so.
I can't talk about Breedis either.
I mean, look, no, because he's about to fight J.O. Pataya in Australia. There's not a lot of footage of J.O. Pataya out there, but what I've seen is he's athletic. He's got snap in his punches. He's a southpaw. He's quick. He's young. And Maris Breedis is fucking around. You know, he fucking around. Like, you making rap songs about this guy, Jake Paul, like you wearing Mario suits and shit. Like, look, real shit. Yeah. This what I see. You didn't have to fight J.O. Pataya. Lawrence Okolie been there the whole time, bro. If you wanted it, it was there. Period. Yeah. After the Artur Man fight, what did Kel Solin say? Yo, let's do the fight. What happened to that energy? Why are you going to Australia? What happened?
Callum was in
what cracks me up
stadium.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, so Callum was in a stadium saying, look, we can bring Lawrence Okolie here. Look, 70,000 people in Latvia. Yeah. They look at this stadium. Let's get it done. And then tumbleweed for about 6 months. I was on his neck.
6 months,
I think he doesn't want to get another L on his record. I think he wants to probably take this fight in Australia, and then I think he ducks Okolie and moves to heavyweight.
Let's say this, Chan. What if he don't want to fight?
Okolie.
Yeah, no. Your boy in Australia.
Breedis. I'm looking at the guy that he got to fight. This is a young guy, strong guy, can move. He quick. And I'm like, yo, not for nothing. It might not even be about Lawrence versus Breedis after that fight. Might be about Lawrence versus motherfucking Opataya.
Yeah.
Let me tell you though. I know Breedis is preparing. He went live on Instagram like 2 days ago. He literally sat and blew a balloon until it burst and then stopped his life.
Serious shit out here, yo.
He's a fucking goofball. I don't know what's up with him. He literally just kept blowing the balloon up until it popped.
What had me cracking up? What had me cracking up was after Lawrence's fight with Seslak, and he went up to the ring, and he was just the look on Lawrence's face was just sheer frustration and annoyance I think.
What the fuck is this?
This
He
is
was like, what? He gave him a McDonald's. He gave him a McDonald's.
because because it's like, yo, what kind of shit are you on, bro? You wearing a Mario suit? You gonna give me some cold ass cheeseburgers from McDonald's? Like,
He called him a clown.
Yeah, like what kind of shit are you on, bro? Like, and bear in mind, this is the number one ranked cruiserweight in the world right now. You got
He's
the ring.
good.
Yeah, no lie, he's good. He's fucking good. That's the thing. He's a complete and utter fucking clown.
He's a Capricorn.
Y'all might not agree, but
he's letting you down.
Y'all might not agree
He's
with me,
letting you down.
Along with him and Michael Hunter gave Usyk his toughest fights.
Correct.
Even the honest to God, the toughest fight I've ever seen Breedis in. I mean, Usyk in was the Breedis fight. That was toughest fight I've ever seen.
How did you have it? Did you?
AJ?
I gave Breedis 5 rounds. I had it 7-5.
I had it. I think I had it 7-5.
Yeah, I scored. Yeah.
I think I had it a draw.
My score was wider. I had Usyk winning though. So
I think I gave it a draw.
Maybe it was 7-5 or 8-4.
I had it 7-5 because one thing I remember about the fight is it looked like there was a lot on. It looked like there was a lot on Mayris Breedis's punches. Like it was more pop. You would notice it when he would land. Yeah, and whereas Usyk, he was landing often. There was a lot of volume, but didn't really look like there was a lot on the shots. Like Breedis was taking the shots well. That's what I remember about the fight. But I remember the score. I had 7-5.
116-112. I have it here, my fight score.
Yeah, I mean, he's not that guy anymore. Like I like Breedis when he didn't talk as much.
I had it 8-4, Jules.
You had an 8-4?
Yeah.
I'm old, and I'm supposed to wear glasses, but I rarely ever wear them unless I'm driving. That's the only time I wear them. So maybe I fucked up, but he's not that guy anymore. Is what I'm saying. He's not that guy. Now he's not World Boxing Super Series Breedis. He's Super Mario Breedis. So
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it here. He fights Okolie. Okolie probably stops him.
I don't know if he stops him, but I'm confident that Okolie can spoil him. I'm confident that Okolie can either stop him or spoil him, because one thing Okolie does that a lot of people don't like, but it's effective. He smothers the guy.
He does. And he's very strong in the clinch as well. It's hard to get out of that.
He's massive compared to Breidis.
Yeah. He's a lot bigger. He cuts. I mean, like what does he walk around in, like with 220s, 230, like a lot heavier than that. So
like I think if he can, the thing is, if he can land the right hand, I actually believe he could stop Breedis, because I think he has heavyweight power. He has heavyweight power.
Who was that Breedis in that crazy ass fight when Robert Byrd didn't hear the bell and it was just going?
Glavatsky.
Yeah. Remember that shit was crazy.
The Capricorn came out of him when he turned, gave him the spinning back fist, dropped him the shit. That shit was beautiful, bro. Because he tried to rabbit. I wasn't mad at Breedis though, because it was like, yo, bro, you really was trying to rabbit punch him though. His head was down, and you literally did that. Yeah. So it's like, bro, that's not a punch that sailed to the back of his head. You was literally trying to hit him in the back of the head. So I wasn't mad at that.
And that is exactly how Filip Hrgović is going to knock out Zhilei Zhang.
Bro, I feel so bad.
Zhang seems like back of the headshot.
He's a nice guy, that Zhilei Zhang. He's a nice guy.
He is. And Hrgović is an asshole.
He is an asshole. You see what he said about Bobic? He's like, he's a retarded guy. I don't know what's wrong.
He's a retarded
guy. I don't know.
Yeah, and all he does is wants to punch the back of guys' heads. That's what he does.
Hey, they let Wilder get away with the shit. They let Josh Taylor get away with the shit at the Hydro.
Ooh, he been horrible.
Yeah.
He been punching
motherfuckers. He does that. He's been does that. That's his style.
Yeah, you see referees always warning people.
All this crazy shit.
Yeah.
I remember the Ryan Martin fight. He was punching the shit out of Ryan Martin in the back of the head. Yeah, and I was like, "Hey, yo, that's
how was he stopped? Like, did Josh Taylor hit him in the back of the head? Is that how he stopped him in that fight, or like?
No, he didn't stop him. I remember. I think it went to the cards. The Ryan Martin fight.
He stopped Bryan Martin. Oh, he stopped Bryan
stopped,
Martin.
He stopped.
Did.
Are you sure?
Positive. Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
but
I saw highlights of that.
He didn't knock him out though. It was like
like he got hit. Martin got hit with like a glance. Like he got hit with a blow.
Yeah, like the ref waved it off.
He kind of paused. Then like I think the ref called it. Then he stopped it.
Yeah, because it was like he lost every round. He was getting hit a lot, but he didn't. Yeah. He didn't look woozy, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like he got knocked out, but the ref waved it off. And I remember
for another day, yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, what the fuck is the point? Like, let's go. Like, bro, you lost the fight. For you to win this fight, you're going to have to take that stool and hit Josh with it, and that ain't about to happen, so let's go home. Wave the fight. It's over, bro.
Going home, mate, yeah.
Funny
why
shit
why is it that people don't want smoke with Hergovic?
Because
I know why.
With 2 hands.
I know why.
He hits hard. Wilder and him sparred. He hits fucking hard.
Well, one is the behind the scenes stuff,
high risk,
right?
low reward.
No. One is the behind the scenes stuff. They know what we don't know. They see what we don't see. But if you pay attention to Hergovic, like if you just watch his hands while he fight, watch his gloves, you see the little bullshit that he do. They're like, nah, I wouldn't want to fight him, bro. You can't hit him. It's hard to hit him. Because he does just little bullshit. It doesn't look like much in real time. But when you watch him, like, yo, that dude is alright, B. Like, he's not that fast, but he's strong as a bull. And his defense is not bad. Yeah. I wouldn't want to fight some motherfuckers.
Hard, mate.
Oh, look at all that chest hair he got. You can't fight people that got a lot of chest hair, bro.
It's not a good
idea. Well, if you see the motherfucker got hair on his shoulder, on his deltoid, don't fight him, bro.
And the knuckles,
bro.
No, the fingers there.
That's shit that's gonna scratch you when it land. Like, nah, I wouldn't want to fight her.
Marine shit.
But all jokes aside, there's a method to his madness. It looks simple. It looks simple enough in real time, but when you watch him, you kind of see the subtleties and nuances. Like, no, the guy's he's smarter. He's a little more than just a puncher. He is a little more than just a puncher. And he hasn't really had the opportunity to show how much more than that he is because, you know, nobody wants to fight him. If he wasn't shit, then Joseph would have fought him just as easily as he fought fucking Shondell Winters or Chisora if he wasn't shit. Parker know what time it is, bro. That dude would have stopped Parker. I firmly believe that. Hergovic would have stopped him.
Jules, that's sad because I was actually picking Parker to beat him. When that
was you?
I was.
Nah, mate.
I thought so. I mean, I just thought the level of competition Parker had been in with much solid competition.
No.
You know, just the style stuff like that. I just thought, you know. But hey, guess I was wrong.
So he beats Big Bang Zhang, knocks him out, spark out first round. He becomes IBF mandatory. Then who wants that smoke with him?
It's going to be Usyk or Joshua.
Anthony Joshua.
It won't be his next fight though.
No, it won't be his it won't be his next fight. I believe Otto Berlin is gonna be the next fight. I feel like the spirits, they came to me and they told me Otto Berlin. They whispered it.
It's not Vasyl.
It's not Vasyl?
Anthony Joshua was just on record the other day. They're reporting it, him saying he's not fighting anyone that's not in the top 10.
No, but this is look, I want Vasyl. Here's why. Joe Joyce it seems that Joe Joyce may be negotiating for a Parker fight. Parker is a free agent. They're looking at giving him a 2-fight deal with Frank Warren, Queensberry, The reason you fight Otto Berlin is so that you could show the Tyson Fury fans, this is what you're supposed to do with a guy like this. You ain't supposed to sit here and go life or death with this guy. You're supposed to smoke him. Now let me show y'all how you smoke him. And AJ will be the one that knock him out. Mm-hmm. That's what I think.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind. And plus, you can prepare for a southpaw and
who we all need to fear, who I'm afraid of, and what keeps me up at night is Bekadir Jalilov. I'm scared of that dude.
Jambalaya Rice?
Jalilov Rice is not playing, bro. Yeah. He's not playing. Like, that dude is nice, bro. You see what he did to Sokolovsky?
Sokolovsky, yeah. And that dude is durable. Yeah. That dude got robbed when he fought David Adeyele. Jalilov Rice punched him right in his shit. Oh, like you seen his face and all of that. Oh,
I also saw him punch him on the floor.
Bro.
I also saw him punch him on the floor.
Sokolovsky or whatever. He's my favorite journeyman.
Yeah, so Sokolowski is like he's like the guy that Joshua Buatsi fought in his last fight. What's that guy's name, man?
Oh, the Blotnitz.
Botulism. Yeah, botulism is a fun journeyman. Bollocks Bottle it is a very fun journeyman. You know what he is, but he's a lot of fun, and it's the same with Sokolowski.
Thank God they pulled him out against Blasov. Was about to fuck him up. I don't care what anybody says.
He's gonna fuck him up. He's gonna fuck. But that was listen. That's the other thing, though. And I'm not in the business of protecting fighters. I'm not. But I'm gonna just say I loved that fight when it was, when it got made. But I also thought to myself, what the fuck are y'all thinking, yo? Y'all really gonna put Joshua Buatsi?
Are y'all crazy? Did y'all not see the Joe Smith? Did y'all not see the Joe Smith fight?
Yeah, I mean,
that got pulled rapidly. Oh, he's got a hand injury. Joshua.
Y'all know what it was? You know what it was? It was the night
Eddie was losing all of his member.
It was the night of upsets in Sheffield. That's what it was. Yep.
In a row.
They lucky they pulled him out of that shit. Liam Rockwell says Justice Haney beats. Nah, I've seen Haney, bro. I'm just being real. Haney's good, by the way. Haney's actually good. Justice Haney. That's the Australian heavy. He's actually pretty good, but I don't know who's gonna beat Jalof Rice, and I'm just being like, I don't know, bro. Jalof Rice is serious shit, bro.
Very quick,
and he hit hard. You know what I'm saying?
Q saying he doesn't protect fighters, but you're the guy that says you'd never want to see Frank Sanchez fight again. You're protecting him.
Oh God!
Oh, I just don't want to see him fight again because he's mad fucking boring.
Listen, I could go the rest of my life.
I'm joking, obviously.
I could go the rest of my life.
Guys, I think they might put him on the Fury White undercard. You think?
Please don't say that. Please don't say that. Because I'm literally buying that fight, and I don't need to endure that.
I don't want to see him either anymore.
He's on there.
He's such a snooze.
Anderson and Hammer, right?
That's a good fight. And I got Anderson by way of knockout. Jared Anderson by way of knockout.
But Hammer's durable.
He is, but remember, Huey Fury stopped him in his last fight. So if Huey could stop you, if Huey could find his right hand,
drop you and blitz you. Yeah, true.
So Jared got it. Let me read the super chat. Willie Lynch says, now I'm kind of curious what the haters would say if AJ sparks out Valine like how Lennox Lewis destroyed. That's why I want to me, the fight that I want, look, I'm not against a Joe Joyce fight at all. I like AJ's chances against Joyce. But being real, I can't get hype off some shit that I don't feel is going to happen. What I feel can happen is Valine. Valine, he with Dimitri Salita. He's a small-time promoter. They could make that fight. And the cool thing is the Fury fans is going to lose their mind if he gets smoked. You know what I mean? Why if Fury is the best of ever, right? You could drop him in any era. Fury will. Why he couldn't knock that man out? That's why I want that fight. Man, I'll put you on the spot, yo. And that's if my man Dillian. That's if my man Dillian don't fuck you up. Because it's a weird year, bro. It's a lot of weird shit going on. Chris Colbert got the shit beat out of him. Yeah. Blair Cobbs got the shit beat out of him. Motherfucking Frank Warren lost a purse bid to Don King. Shit is out here.
And he lost the purse bid to Frank.
To Frank, bro.
Josh Warren got out with his life from round 2 by doing a on purpose headbutt to Lara.
Woods did a madness the other day as well.
Oh my God, Lee Wood. Yo,
Jordan Gill.
Shout out to Lee Wood.
Lee Wood, he pulled it out.
Let me direct the Lee Wood movie. I know how to direct. I want to do that. That's a beautiful movie. That's like a real Rocky movie. He's turning it around, Lee Wood. That shit was beautiful, bro. That was beautiful.
That's Rocky's that's Rocky's shit right there, man. That's Rocky shit.
But I ain't going.
That was epic.
I had my man Mick Conlon, though. I ain't even going from Mick is still my dude.
He did, and I said to you, and I said, didn't I? I was on your phone. I said no. I said most of the people going with Lee Wood. I was going with Lee Wood.
Well, you got
tweeted through the fight. He was.
Say it again, Rob.
Yeah, you were tweeting all through the fight, Mick Conlon in caps and everything. Mick Conlon, and then I was like, oh shit, he's out the ring.
Yo, I ain't gonna knock my man out the ring like that, B. Like, why you did that to my man, B?
That was a Bernard Hopkins.
Hey, a ring. It looked even better with the Titanic music, right?
Oh my god, why y'all did my man like that, B? He'll be
No,
back,
but
yo.
Bernard Hopkins was fucking
Fighting Irish, B. He'll be back, yo. He'll be fucking back. Mick fucking Conlon, B. Fuck everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I mean, but
Bernard
like,
Hopkins
the
was
kid
still-
is like
Bernard
keep
Hopkins was still awake, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. The shit with Bernard was he landed like Shaquille O'Neal, where his feet was in the air, like you can see his feet. Like he felt like a cartoon. Like,
and he was looking like, what the fuck happened? He was like
into his dad's lap. Box, you can't write this shit, man. He's just not into his dad and his brother's lap.
But
that was crazy.
Bernard,
and it was the same side of the ring. It was the same side of the ring where fucking Carl Moretti was looking like a fucking.
But Bernard, when Bernard got knocked into out the ring, factor in that Bernard was fucking 50 years old, bro. You know what I mean? Like, man was old. He was like 50 fucking years old in there. Hadn't fought in 2 years, bro. Like, I'm not expecting you to get back in there, bro. For what?
Yo, I'm sorry to like y'all know about that funny Jim Lampley's commentary, like, oh my god. Like,
I miss Jim Lampley. Lampley, man.
Me too.
Whereas we got Carl Froch saying, "What's doing what I wanted him to do? He's having some success." It was like, he's
did everybody see Carl Froch backstage when he was congratulating him?
Yeah,
like,
he did.
He like creepily got in his face. Like, I thought that was kind of weird. Like,
Carl Froch.
Froch is a troll.
Who seen the episode of Seinfeld about close talkers that they'll be like all in your face while they talking to you? That's Carl Froch. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm like, bro, get back, man. Why are you so close to him? Get back, give him some space, bro. Like,
Froch is a troll, man. Froch is a troll. Yes. He knows what he's doing. He's got the public just where he wants. He loves it. He absolutely loves it.
Shout out to Evander Hollifield for the super chat. Shout out to Mr. D. Lope. B Hop fell through the trap door. He got put through the motherfucking trap door, bro. He felt like a cartoon. Like his feet was in the air and all of that.
Yeah.
Shit
was wild.
And that was Joe Smith Jr. no less who did that shit.
Nah, I mean, Joe Smith Jr. is the only fighter I know in this contemporary era of boxing who came in the underdog 4 times and beat the odds 4 times. Because he's the underdog with Fonfara, he was the underdog with Hopkins, he was the underdog with Jesse Hart, and he was the underdog with Alvarez. You gotta respect him.
Guess what? Now he's the favorite with Better Beef. I wouldn't write him off. So
wait. Who the favorite? Who the favorite? Wait, who the
favorite?
No. I'm sure Better Beef is the favorite in the I'm saying don't write him off. You never know.
I don't.
I think they both hurt each other.
I got Batabiev. Sorry.
No, so do I. I mean, but I'm just saying. Yeah. But like, the both of them could hurt each other.
Yeah, it's a good.
And what does Artur Better Beef have? Fucking chest hair. You can't be fighting these hairy chested motherfuckers that fuck you up. These hairy chested motherfuckers.
Wolverines, man.
That dude got hair on his shoulder. Like, why is there hair on your shoulder, fam? Like, what are you, a spider?
Somebody's getting hurt in that fight, man. Smith Better, somebody's getting fucking hurt.
I mean, it might not take long because the mobility of Marcus Brown kept him in the fight. The mobility, whereas
rounds.
But it did. Like, it would have been fast if you coming forward on Artur and he don't have to chase you.
Oh yeah, you're doing his job for him. You're doing his work for him.
Yeah.
So how does Anthony Yard fit in all of this equation?
He has honest to God. I wouldn't pick him to beat Artur, but comparatively, I like Yard's chances against the Better Beef more than I like Brown's, right? More than D&E's, right? And more than Johnson's. Like, I feel Anthony has enough power to hurt Artur. The shit is, if you sit on the ropes trying to roll punches off the shoulder, you deserve that ass whooping then. Because don't do that shit.
You don't do that with a puncher. You don't do that shit with a puncher like Artur, man.
Who wants to see? He's gonna fucking break. Who wants to see it? Who wants to see a shoulder rolling light heavyweight?
for the old heads like me that saw Cyborg, Anthony Yard looked just like that dude. B. I like this world. The dude that had the big glasses, that Van Damme had the. And Cyborg, you remember Cyborg with Jean-Claude Van Damme was like apocalyptic.
I remember Jean.
You know what? Hey Jay, this bit Jules, this question.
You're not a film buff, so I forget the films.
Yeah, I've never actually seen that movie. I've been meaning to watch it for years.
Bruh, he looked just like that dude.
He won't be able to watch it now.
Yeah, I gotta see it now. I gotta watch it now.
He looked just like that dude.
Well, I'm looking forward to see. I'm Team Yard, so I'm looking forward to see him get a world title and be a world title holder.
This the main shit, right? You gotta ask yourself, all right, let's say Artur beat Joe, right? What's gonna happen after that? Is he gonna get the Canelo fight? Not yet. Canelo's supposed to be fighting Triple G. So who does Yard fight at? I mean, who does Better Be fight after that? He fights Yard. And I'm like, yo, how old is he gonna be when that, when all of that
38?
37.
Yeah, and I'm like, yo, I'm just saying he on borrowed time. Like, bro, I like Artur, but like, yo, you know what I mean?
But Turbiev, if he's not fighting till June, right? June 18th.
Yeah.
With the big clash with Charlo
with
Selecki. But so is he really gonna get out before September or around September? I could see him fighting Canelo in December.
All right, let's do it. If Canelo beat Bivol in May, then he retired Triple G in September. Then okay, maybe you do Artur in December, right? Right.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or
that's wishful.
If
maybe you do Artur in February 2023.
Exactly. See, and that's what I mean. And how old is Artur in Aquarius?
By that time,
Artur is in Aquarius. His birthday is around there, like
February. His birthday is January, I believe. Yeah.
At the end of January, because he had
What do you guys see? Do you guys see Canelo beating Artur?
Possibly.
Well, 38-year-old Artur. So far, he's got 100% knockout ratio. So, I'd have to give him still the benefit of the doubt, man. I'd have to still edge it to Artur.
You could. No, I mean, look.
What if they threw out testing?
No, I mean, I want to be. Look, let him be on pads, man. Let's stop being naive about the shit. I'm on pads. Lady Chan is on pads.
I am.
We all on pads. Like,
there's my pads.
You know what I'm saying? We all on pads, yo. All right. So I'm cool with the shit. Like, fuck it, man. Juice. Fuck it. Get the juice. Use that shit. Throw them punches, man. Fuck it.
Yeah.
But
we're all on pads and we know it. Fuck it. Do it.
I think that he would fight. And I know that Danny Jacobs is in no way, shape, or form the spitting image of Artur Better Beef, but it's the upper body movement that I anticipate. Like the upper body movement that Canelo used in that fight. You can't be on the back foot with Artur because you're making his job easier. You have to establish yourself in the pocket and make yourself hard to hit. Hit him with punches he don't see. That's how you get him, because that's how Callum Johnson got him, dropped him by punching with him. Don't take turns with him because he's going to mess your arms up. You got to punch with him. It's risky, but that's how you could get him. Bobby Litt says...
My favorite part.
Go ahead.
I was saying my favorite part with the Marcus Brown fight. Do you remember Marcus Brown had been down? He was in the corner and he just looks to his right and Peterbiev's in the corner up on his toes, jumping up and down, ready to go again. And he's like, fuck this, man.
Bro, if it's me, I'm staying right. Yo, I'm getting closer to the man. Like, man, fuck this. I give up, man. Fuck that shit. Like, I'm done, fam.
You just see him. It's great camera work from the edge of the ring. He just looks over to Peterbiev and he's just up on his toes like, right, come on, you getting up? Because I'm ready to go some more. And he's like, nah.
Let me read the super chat. Bobby Litt says, I doubt Canelo is going to fight Artur in December. Hey, man, we'll see. That's why we watch the fights. On that note, my ass is getting a cramp. So I'm going to close out this live. Chan, always welcome.
Thank you so much.
South London, always welcome. Jay, always welcome. UK Rob, always welcome. I'm going to sleep.
Yes, sir. Take care, everybody.
Okay.